Hi, Kenneth.
Hello, darling.
No, go for your drink, please. By all means.
It's beautiful.
Is it?
Amazing. Fantastic. Gorgeous.
So, I mean, thank you for joining us here at
Yeah.
South African Youth Unlimited. And could you take us perhaps through your role? You've played so many roles that we've seen you on,
Yeah.
quite dramatic at best. Do you then bring that same flair into this drama series?
Do you know what? When you feel like you're being typecast,
Yeah.
I feel like that. So I get a call from the line producer, who's Tulani, right?
Yes.
Tulani calls me and says, no, they're doing this new show. And me and Holly, and he said, Holly, did you say? Holly, Nikki, yeah. And there's this character, and it's just you. It's just you. You have to play this character. It's everything about you. I'm like,
What do they mean
okay.
it's just
I don't know. Maybe because I'm loud. Maybe because I'm big. Maybe because I'm outspoken. Maybe because I'm just that. you
Maybe
know?
because, you're having your drink and
Maybe because I enjoy my
they just
drinks,
need someone
you know?
who's going to enjoy his drink.
Somebody who's going to enjoy his drink and everything else. But so it was exciting for me because I've worked with Holly before.
Yes.
He directed Nothing for Mahala, and I was
Yes.
part of it. And then he did this production, I think, for the other channel called SABC, called Intersections.
Yes.
Now that was groundbreaking.
Yes.
That made everybody watch television. That
Yes.
made everybody want to be interested in what's going to happen next.
Absolutely.
He's that brilliant.
Yeah.
So there was no way I was going to pass on this opportunity. As much as I'm going to be in trouble with other people, but there was no way I was going to pass the opportunity of working with him with a new story.
Yeah.
And then I agreed without even have read the script.
Yeah.
Then I read the script, and I couldn't put it down. It was amazing. It was a beautiful story. It was fresh. It was how South African films and television should be.
Yeah.
I really do believe right now what we're doing, we are being denied of this talent, and because of budgets, because we are a channel that cannot do that and that and that, and when you watch the story Heist, you'll realize that it's fun as much as it's traumatic, as much as it's sad, as much as it's riveting, and it's fresh and it's original. Well, not so original because he is talking about Justin Bieber's concert, the robbing off. But the concept itself is original, which I thought was great.
So, take us through then your character,
Yeah.
Gorgeous Stash.
Gorgeous Stash.
Gorgeous Stash.
This is the guy that lives somewhere on a cliff, in a huge, not cliff, huge house.
Yeah.
Stays by himself and a maid.
Yeah.
He had a wife, but the wife died.
Okay.
And the wife happened to have been very moneyed. We don't know why the wife or how the wife died, but we are told, or people, the rumors around the town say that Gorgeous Stash might have been responsible for his wife's death, which I don't believe, obviously, because I think he's a man of his means,
Yeah.
He's a flamboyant, colorful character.
Yeah.
This is the guy who sleeps in gold pajamas. The guy that doesn't have to do anything, he just goes like that and everything comes to him. And he's got these two stooges who just help him with everything that he wants. So in this movie, what happens is that, in this series, what happens is that these guys,
Yes.
these criminals, they actually want help. They want some financial backing.
Yeah.
To be able to do and proceed with their project, which is about robbing the stadium itself with Justin Bieber money and all that.
Yeah.
Because that's how the story was inspired, right?
Yes.
And then they come to him, and then he offers them the money. But he'll never just offer you the money. He'll make you crawl for it. He'll make you lick his whatever.
Ow.
He'll make you, that's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
And eventually he does, but because he's also not just an innocent guy, he's also a criminal. A lot of stuff happens, which I cannot just give away right now.
Yes.
Because I think the viewers won't want that. A lot of stuff happens, and yeah.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful.
So, when we take it from a South African context, right, in terms of the socioeconomic conditions that most, especially young people, find themselves in, and they come across a gorgeous stash in their lives, and they will do anything for a gorgeous stash. Knowing what you know, given your character and the story as a whole, what do you think could be made right in society?
That's a very important question. I like that question because That's exactly what's happening in our townships right now. I'm much older than you, so I grew up in the 80s. You know, there were guys that were popular. The guys that used to steal cars, my hijackers, hijackers. Those are the guys that were idolized.
Yeah.
Because they're not role models. Those are the people. Those are the guys that steal with the cars and stuff like that and dress up in some Lacoste tracksuits and all that.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that were idolized.
Yeah.
You know, for people like us to have survived is because I think we're stronger here. To realize that we're still young. There was a time for us to be able to do that if we just focused ourselves, did the right things, like going to school and focusing on whatever that you need to focus on.
Yeah.
Right now, there are even more idols. There are more role models for these young kids that consciousness should not even be part of their thinking. It should not even be part of their thinking because they've got so many opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, with us as South Africa having become, you know, part of the global village.
Yeah.
There's so many people to look up to, not just South Africans.
Not just South Africans, on the African continent
In
as
the,
a whole.
in the African continent as a whole. There's so many people that you want to look up to. So you don't have to necessarily have to look up to that guy.
Yes.
You know, that steals cars, that goes and robs a bank, that goes and robs, you know, the SPV truck, and then this thing is rich for 2 weeks because he doesn't even know how to use that money.
Yeah.
Right? You want to be able to have that money, be able to keep it and make it grow and make sure that your children's children still survive on that.
Yes.
And that's through good education and making sure that kids are exposed to right things.
Yes.
You know, the reality of the matter is that what we have to understand, my darling, is that with social media, there's so much that our kids are exposed to.
There's a lot.
So I think we have to take responsibility as well as parents. I mean, I've got younger kids. I've got a 13, 11, and a 4-year-old who are all girls. You know, and who will look at a social media picture or Instagram of somebody butt naked and think that's where to go.
Yeah.
Where do you come in as a parent? Because, you know, we do want role models out there, but there are role models that we forget about completely, which are inside the house.
Yes.
Inside the house, your parents, and how you treat your kids is quite crucial. How you make sure that your kids get the best is quite crucial.
Yeah.
Because then you can't blame anybody else when they're out there doing the wrong things, right? Did I answer our question?
You actually went beyond my question, which I really, really do appreciate. And I'd like to thank you for your time,
Thank you.
and taking us through your role. And we wish to see more of you.
No. And I'm hoping that the people, the viewers out there are going to watch this because this is so beautiful, it's so great. It's South African. You've seen heist movies.
Yes.
You've seen Heat.
We've heard of
You've seen
it.
Scores. You've seen a whole lot of heist movies. You've seen Jerusalem, and there have been heists there in Jerusalem. You've seen them. But
In
this
Number
one, Number and all that.
Number,
But there's something fresh about this.
What? Okay. When you keep on emphasizing there's something fresh about this, and I mean, if you know Holinigiwa's work, you'll know that there's freshness. To you, as someone who is part of the cast, what is that freshness?
You know, it's how I'll tell you the crew. Young people, which is what fascinates me about this, you know. We had T, who was a DOP, you know. We had really young people working on this cast, and I dare say young black people working on the cast. The people that could relate to this better, right? Even when they had issues about something, they'll come to Holly and talk to them, and talk to him. And Holly will open up to them, because Holly is also is young, you know, you come to think of it. You know, and that to me is the most amazing thing, is that we cannot, there's nothing as fascinating as pairing up with young people. Because they're fresh, they know what's happening right now. They know what time it is. I can give you my references from wherever, way back when. And I'm living in this environment myself, but I'm telling you, there's so much I don't know. And having to bring the young people, because I don't know why sometimes all the filmmakers are so scared of bringing young people, because I promise you that they bring the freshness. I've seen so many young people, you know, I'm looking at that boy, Khadu, and Gumede, and what's his name, Scoop, and what they are doing. It's like, that's exactly what I did with my friends when we were young, but we were doing theater. That's exactly what fascinated us. It was like that. And that energy, we cannot lose it, right? So to me, the freshness, it is brought by the cast, it is brought by the crew, it is brought by the director, it is brought by the script itself, because the script itself is so fresh. And I don't know, fresh like what? Like you, maybe?
Fresh like you, like me. Fresh like you, fresh like you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time, hey?
Cheers.
Enjoy.
Can I continue to drink now?
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye. Hey, Tara. Thank you, guys.